George Carver. Early life. George Washington Carver was a famous chemist who made important agricultural discoveries and inventions. His research on peanuts, sweet potatoes, and other products helped poor Southern farmers vary their crops and improve their diets. Early years. George Washington Carver was born on a farm near Diamond, Missouri, in Newton County about 1865. His mother, Mary, was owned by Moses and Susan Carver. His father, a slave on the neighboring farm next to him. His father died before he can even see George. George was born when George was just a few months old. He and his mother were kidnapped from the Carver farm by a bandit of like man who robbed Missouri during the Civil War era. Those outlaws hoped to sell George and his mother elsewhere to somewhere else for money and everything. Young George was recovered by a neighboring farm and returned to the Carvers, but his mother was not. They couldn't find his mother. I guess they sold her off somewhere else. George and his older brother Jimmy was raised by Moses and Susan Carver at the time. What did he invent? Um, by this time, Carver already had great success in the laboratory and the community. He taught poor farmers that they could feed hogs acorns instead of commercial feed. His idea of crop rotation provided to be most valuable during this time. Through his work in soil chemistry, Carver learned that years of growing cotton had depleted the nutrients out of the soil, which made it hard for them to like grow certain foods and all that, resulting in low yield. But by growing the nitrogen fixing plants like peanuts, soybeans, and sweet potatoes, the soil could be restored, allowing them a higher yield and bringing in more crops and everything for everybody to eat and sell. Land was actually restored, and so was the soil. The future farmers helped. I mean, the future invention helped farmers to get more more products out and feed feed everybody, especially the slaves. To further help farmers, to he invented the I guess it's called the Jacob wagon. I couldn't find a picture of it. A kind of model like a horse drawn. It's like a class. He made it in a classroom in the laboratory used for the chemistry. The Peanut Man. Everybody know him as the Peanut Man. But he didn't really invented peanuts. Farmer he was a farmers really loved like his invention, you know. They loved the high yield of cotton they were now getting from Carver's crop rotation and techniques, but the methods had consequences consequences as well, like surplus of peanuts and other non-cotton products, which they didn't know what to do with it at the time. Carver said I worked on finding alternatives used for these products. For example, he invented numerous products from sweet potatoes, including edible products like flour, vinegar, and non-food items such as stains, dyes, paint, writing ink. But Carver's biggest success came from peanuts. In all, he developed more than 300 food, industrial, commercial products from peanuts, including milk, sauce, punches, cooking oils, salad, and peppers, cosmetics, soap, and wood stains. He also experimented with peanuts based on medicines such as laxatives and gator. I think that's how you pronounce it. Gorder medicines. I got it written down. Um, Carver appeared before before the Ways of the Means, a committee in the U.S. of the House of Representatives on behalf of the peanut industry, which was described the world the wide range of products that could be made from protection, though his testimony did not begin well. He described the wide range of products that could be made from peanuts, which not only earned him the standing ovation, but also convinced the committee to approve a high protective tariff for the common. And here go my references. Also, I got a video to show y'all. Where is it at? There you go.
George Washington Carver was born into slavery in the state of Missouri. At a young age, George Washington Carver was kidnapped by bandits with the attempts of selling George and his family in a different state. Eventually, Carver's family was found, and once returned, they were granted freedom. Growing up, George was a fragile and sickly child. Because of his fragile body, he spent more time reading books and studying nature than laboring in the field. At a young age, neighbors and friends would bring their dying plants to George, and it was said that George would nurse the flowers and plants back to life. While attending college, he developed his skills in painting and his passion for agriculture. After encouragement from his professor, he devoted his attention to the science of plant life. George Washington Carver would soon become famous around the world for his creativity and discoveries with various plants. Carver discovered over 300 uses for the legume plant, 118 for the sweet potato, and many more from various other plants. Discoveries such as motor oil, paint, peanut oil, vinegar, instant coffee, pancake mix, laundry soap, lotions, massage oils, candies, and many more. George Washington Carver knew so much about plants because he loved them. He said, "I found that when I talk to the little flower or little peanut, it will give up its secrets. Anything will give up its secrets if you love it." Educator, author, and orator Booker T. Washington hired him to oversee the agriculture department at Tuskegee Institute. Indian activist and freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi would write Carver for diet and health advice during his hunger strikes. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt would use Carver's oil massage therapies for his polio. Inventors Henry Ford and Thomas Edison both offered him jobs while seeking his advice on their work. Because of his discoveries, he saved the Southern economy by encouraging farmers to grow crops that would be better for their soil. Carver didn't believe in keeping his discoveries to himself. He shared the ideas and methods with all, stating, "I think they should be available to all peoples. I didn't make these discoveries. God has only worked through me to reveal to us children some of his wonderful providence." George Washington Carver loved his work, and with the raw materials of nature, he would create resources that would make life better for all people. He had the courage to create.